Yo, check it. Welcome back to another episode. Sorry, y'all, we weren't there last week, but here we back.
It took a little bit of break, so it's okay.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
But we're back.
Life happens, y'all. Don't ever forget. But yo, if you guys haven't seen him, there's our boy Squirtle. Hey,
What's up, man?
It's Raffy. He doesn't go by
It's,
Squirtle
it's,
anymore.
You don't go by Squirrel anymore?
It's been a long
Since
time.
when?
Yeah.
Boy, you haven't even told me. Here I am calling you Squirrel all day,
It's
every
cool.
day.
It's cool. The real OGs know. That's why I don't mind. Like,
Okay.
if you know me for a long time, I do not mind if you call me that because it's from a long
What
time
if they
ago.
What if they just met you and they call you Squirtle? You're not cool with that?
No, it's not that I'm not cool with that. It's just a little weird because it's like, what do you know?
It's like, you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
If you know, you know, man.
Yeah,
That's
if
right.
you know, you
Damn,
know.
okay,
you know?
okay,
If
okay.
you were with me back then, you would know why I have that nickname. Like, and
Well, I mean-
eventually I grew out of it. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, since you know the viewers and listeners are already in suspense about you, tell them a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, I am. My name's Rafi.
Yeah,
Just to
Rafi.
get that out of the way. I'm 29. I am currently a supervisor at a dispensary here in Reno. I work at Mint, so if any of you guys need to hook up on the ganja, let me know. Come visit me. Lemon Valley location. That's kind of like the foremost stuff. Basically, I'm mostly known as like the dancer, right? So I've been dancing for a long time. I teach at the Reno Empire every other Wednesday. My life's been a little busy ever since I got promoted at the job, so I'll be teaching again pretty soon here. I'm also, I don't want to label myself as like a conspiracy theorist. I mostly look at myself as an open-minded, free thinker. I'd rather be labeled as that than like a conspiracy theorist. There's just a lot of negative connotations that can come with that. You know what I mean? So
That's true. That's true.
True.
You're woke. You're woke.
I guess that's another way of putting it.
Don't call them conspiracy theorists. Call them woke.
I'm about to
Yeah.
be exposed.
Exactly, dude.
I feels. Well, I mean, thank you for telling the viewers and listeners a little bit about yourself. We'll just get to our first segment. How was your We skipped it, man. How was your week, bro?
I just got back from Houston. I did some work stuff out there.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, when I got back, I got sick. So I'm a little bit under the weather today. But, it was fun.
Cool.
Yeah. How's your week, man? Did you go out of town too?
Yeah, and this is the reason why we didn't do the podcast last week. Sorry, guys. But, yeah, I went out to Denver, Colorado for a little bit. Check that out. I went up for, unlike Jarek, all work, I went to go play. So I went to go watch one of my favorite DJs, Elenium.
Ooh, Elenium's
Ooh,
dope, dude.
Nice.
He was good, dude.
Yeah?
He was hella good. He was so good.
How long
I
was
bought a jersey. I was like,
how long was the set?
his set was about like an hour and a half, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It literally, we started at 10. No. It was about 2 hours. We started at 10 and ended at 12, and I was like, shit.
Oh, that's cool.
Was it just his show? Just Selenium?
Well, he had other people
Like opening for him.
opening for him.
Yeah.
There the first time was kind of like dark and like full of beats and stuff, but the second day was more feelsy type deal.
Word.
So yeah,
Word.
but all good. Dabin was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Elenium was coming to Reno.
Oh yeah, he's coming to Arena for sure.
Oh, are you going to
So
watch him
good.
again?
Yeah, he's that good.
Because I heard he was coming to Reno in like November.
Yeah,
About-
November 23rd, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You going? Well, you should go. It's not his throwback set though. I could tell you because the stuff that.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
new?
it's a new stuff.
I haven't
yeah.
really heard his new stuff.
New stuff's all good. If you're a sad boy,
I'm not a sad boy, but
it's pretty good though.
but I guess
Nothing,
maybe
sad,
I should listen to
Troy
it.
Boy's coming too, man.
Oh, Troy Boy's also going to be at Red Rocks. I believe he's at Red Rocks at Wednesday. So if this is listening, this is last Wednesday. But yeah, it's pretty sick stuff, dude.
I got to perform for that dude once.
For real? How was that?
I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. It was my birthday. So back when I used to do shows, there's this group in Reno called the Siren Society.
Yeah.
Beautiful aerialists. We used to do shows with them.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Lena,
Yeah.
who was one of the head dancers for the Siren Society, she hit me up and she was like, hey, got a really cool opportunity. Troy was looking for a dancer just to kind of freestyle on stage.
Ooh.
And this happened on like my birthday, bro.
Bro,
Like,
happy
it
birthday
was-
to you that
That's
day.
dope.
Yeah,
dude.
like it was really like a cool ass experience
Yeah.
because the dude's super nice. Like this is before Troy Boy blew up as
Yeah.
Troy Boy.
Yeah.
Like before all the kids just started dancing to him on TV. And,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
this is before that time. So
Y'all
And,
heard it
uh,
here first.
it was funny,
Shoot.
dude, because I had forgotten he's from the UK. So like I go up to shake his hand and I'm like, oh shit, like you're totally not from here. And super nice cat, man. Got lucky
That's
on that.
sick, dude. That's sick.
Yeah, how was your week, man?
My week has been busy.
Yeah?
I've been like I said, I just got promoted. It literally happened like a week ago. So
Yeah, I
Been
just saw you
working.
last week.
yeah,
That was last
Been-
week, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been working a lot. I basically like I have split days, so like I don't really work too long. A couple days and then I get my day off.
Yeah.
So I hang out with my friends. Smoke a lot of weed. I work at a dispensary. So,
Yeah.
you know, we do some other stuff too, like mushrooms, which I guess maybe we might talk about that today, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, Joe Rogan does it on his podcast. Why not?
I know.
I love Joe Rogan, dude. I
Oh,
love
yeah,
him.
no.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's dope.
When Jarek told me you were going to be on a podcast, I was like, oh, it's about to be one of those podcasts. Might as well call this the Joe Rogan experience real quick. Just kidding. We're not,
The Jarek
the
experience.
Jarek experience. The JNC experience. I don't know.
Hey, that got a ring to it. That got a ring to it.
Yeah. That short stuff. But anyways, yeah, dude. I guess we'll go into our next segment here. We're going to ask you 2 questions, right?
2 questions.
2 questions. The first question being, what is your current obsession?
My current obsession. Ooh, that's a good question. Dude, honestly, I don't know why, but I just been obsessing over Asian civilizations. I don't know why it's so fascinating to me.
When was this? Just like, how
would
recent is this?
Like the last 2 months, I'm just diving in, dude.
Yeah.
Have you traveled before, bro?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not outside of the U.S. or the
Yeah.
Philippines. Okay. So I've been in Japan.
Yeah.
I've been to the Philippines. Obviously, I was born there. I've been to the U.S.
Just a little bit closer. Yeah.
I got you. Nothing really. Well, Hong Kong, if that counts, but nothing outside of that. I would love to see like the Mayan fucking pyramids or Aztecs, any of those, dude. Mostly, definitely the Egyptians. Like they fascinate me so much. I don't know why. But,
Yeah.
Because to me, it really seems like they were probably the pinnacle of. Out of all those ancient civilizations, they were probably like the smartest ones, I would say, because they still don't have an explanation on how the pyramids were built or how those heavy ass huge rocks were sitting up
I
there.
mean, what was the purpose of the pyramid? You know.
Right.
All right, we'll get into that in the
Yeah.
next segment.
Right.
So,
We'll talk about that later.
We can't. We just jump it to conclusions,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
But I feel you. You got me thinking
Yeah.
here.
I mean,
you know?
that is pretty interesting.
It's
like-
provoking. It's
Yeah.
thought provoking stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
when
yeah.
they discover these new sites and
Yeah.
ruins, like you ask questions. You know, you begin to think up here.
Yeah, stay
Right.
woke. There you go. Stay woke.
Stay woke.
Question everything. Question reality. By the way, yeah.
Yeah. And the second question is, what's your guilty pleasure?
God, eating meat.
I
I'm so
mean,
sorry. I know, like
I mean, that makes sense. That
yeah,
makes sense.
no,
yeah.
like, dude, I'm trying to eat like obviously healthier and be like try to be plant based, but like
Yeah.
I grew up Filipino. Like our food is like 90% pork. It's the most disgusting meat. Like it's terrible, but
So good though.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
like
feel you.
sisig, bro. Like
Bro.
Yeah, it's
Or
sisig is-
dinuguan. Oh my gosh, bro.
A
Got me hungry
lot of
over here
Filipino
now.
food is like
Yeah.
really bomb.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it looks gross.
It's
so,
that
like, a
our
lot of-
culture is not woke at all.
Yeah.
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 most people think that it's bad because, you know, especially dinuguan, it looks
It
like-
looks sketch.
Yeah.
It looks sketch. But I feel like, you know, in like the fancy cuisine side of the world, like
Yeah.
Filipino food's getting a little bit of shine.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
I mean,
it's on the
start-
come up, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's starting to
Mhm.
become a little bit more
Yeah.
mainstream,
Yeah.
especially the like especially in California when they have like those
That senior sisig.
You're
Have you seen
Yeah.
Oh my boy.
like the
Fusion.
food trucks that sell
the
like
sisig fries. Oh my
Oh,
god.
so
dude.
good.
anything sisig is bomb.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't take us for granted. Go check out that sisig. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
dude.
Yeah. If you haven't tried Filipino food, you should definitely.
There's more to
try.
Filipino food than lumpia and pancit.
Yeah, yeah.
alright?
Those are like the basic mainstream Filipino food because like it looks the best, I guess.
We
like,
we gotta introduce all these white folks to like other shit.
exactly.
You know what it was? It was the speaking of Joe Rogan, it was Fear Factor. And it's when they put the bullet on there, and I'm
Oh
like,
my
bro, you
God.
serious? It's,
yeah.
I'd put that a
You
heartbeat.
picked the worst one.
That's so
I know.
easy.
If it was me, I was like, oh man, can I add salt in this?
I'd be like, yo, you gonna eat yours? I eat it. Can I get his money too?
I know.
No, yeah, bullet's good, but it's like
Good thing there
it's
wasn't
pretty
a
bad.
Filipino on that episode.
It's pretty
Ooh.
bad for you. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
very
high
in
cholesterol.
cholesterol. Yeah.
Yeah, watch out. You know?
Like I said, Filipino food's not the
Yeah,
healthiest,
Filipino food's bomb,
unfortunately.
though.
I know. But we grew up on that shit. you know
Yeah,
what
it's
I mean?
true. The Pinoy boys over here just talking about Filipino food. Sorry. It was good. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Just try it one time. But anyways, yeah. Moving on to the next segment.
Which is today's topic. We're gonna make it a little bit interesting.
Yeah,
You know,
I
we
haven't
talked
already
about
heard it yet.
life, love, and pursuit of happiness pretty often, but this
Important
one's a little
things.
bit interesting.
Yeah, because you know,
So we're talking about conspiracies.
you're welcome because you know we didn't have one podcast last week. We figured this one would be the
Yeah.
interesting podcast.
It will be a fun one, and I feel like it's gonna be a. I mean, depending on the topic, it might
Yeah.
be a divide.
I got some interesting opinions on a lot of things.
Yeah. But yeah,
I feel.
yeah, the topic that we chose is the moon landing conspiracy.
I love this one.
Should we just should we tell them what we believe, or should we do that at the end?
No, I want to hear what you guys think.
Oh,
Yeah, hell yeah. I
Change,
wanna,
you know that meme where it's like change my mind.
change my mind, bro.
That's
I want to be a sponge for a couple seconds and just absorb.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go. You want to go, Christian? What do you think? Is it a hoax or was it real?
For me, I want to believe that it is real due to the fact that, you know, it's just stuff like that's magical. You know, oh, we touched that big circular thing in the sky every night. Like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, reality wise, it would be cool, like to know that we've our
It's a
technology.
great feat.
Yeah, great feat. We've made it. We touched it. We've been there. The videos do seem a little iffy, but I mean, like, what is reality? You know, versus what you really think. Would you, if we're talking about like philosophy, it'd be like the allegory. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but the allegory cave, where like these people they lived in this cave and all they knew was the cave, and then when one person stepped out, the world just turned him upside down because he didn't know that stuff. So I'm thinking, you know, let's open up the mind a little bit.
So you're in the middle.
Yeah, I guess I'm in the middle. Sorry,
Okay.
I should have.
So you're not too
You
sure.
didn't-
You're not sure. You're kind of in the middle. You're,
I don't think
I want to
any-
believe it. Like, okay,
I don't
that's
think
what
the thing is, I don't think anybody really is 100% sure.
of anything.
I mean, like, yeah,
sure.
like, because there's really no proven fact unless you like.
Unless you've been there.
Unless
yeah.
you've been there,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
But
So like,
you know, I'm the type of guy who wants to know who feels like there should still be magic in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm half
Feel
and
it.
half.
I
you're
feel
half
it.
and half. Okay,
Well,
you're on the fence. You're on the fence.
You want to believe in the magic in this world. I like that. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
I still believe in all that stuff. You know, like the kindness. If you spread that stuff, man,
Dude,
bet
totally.
the
Yeah.
world be a different place.
Well, I used to believe it.
Magic or the
No.
moon landing?
No, the moon landing.
Gotcha.
I mean, I feel like that's what we were taught as as kids, that we landed on the moon and blah blah blah, all these. But then the more I look into stuff, like, I mean, it's just the internet and YouTube, so I don't know how,
Don't believe everything you see on the interwebs,
exactly on the Wikipedia.
Because those conspiracy theories could be conspiracy theories.
Hey, it's on the internet. It must be true.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. So, but now I'm kind of like
It's
I'm
got to go.
questioning it.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Question your world, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have to.
because
You
don't-
have to.
you're not
You
woke.
have to.
like the at least the evidence that I've seen is just like it makes it really questionable to
Yeah.
that we really landed on the moon. But I do want to believe it because that sounds like a very cool thing to do.
Yeah.
But governments and secrets.
I know. Cue creepy music, creepy theme songs. X-Files.
All right.
How about you? What do you believe?
Man, I don't even know where to begin.
Wake us up, bro. September already ended.
I don't know where to begin. So, moon landing is so interesting to me. So, before I became who I am now, this person that is curious about everything, even as a young kid, when I was a teenager, I never believed it.
Yeah.
I guess as far as the moon landing, I
Really?
was always on.
You
the
never
skeptical.
believed it? How come? Like even when you were like
So out of all
when
the
you were teaching
documentary-
that in school.
Yeah, out of all the footage that I saw in the documentaries, and obviously, I watched there's some conspiracy shit on TV too.
Yeah.
So I sort of like embraced that side because looking at the evidence. So let's get into it.
Sit tight.
The-
Let's go.
Damn.
The
We're about to make
dates
it-
the
about
dates
to
on
be
the moon
woke.
landing, right? The
Yeah,
Apollo missions are from the ones that were successfully landed
Yeah.
on the moon, right?
Yeah.
Because there was a bunch of failed, rockets that blew up and
Yeah.
people were killed. So the official ones that landed are between 1969 to 1972. 3 years, right?
3
Worth of
years.
missions.
Fact checking, boys. Girls.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I don't know my dates on the moon landing, but yeah.
I'm not gonna say that everything that I say is fact, but for the most part, like I'm pretty good on a lot of this stuff. But yeah, so 1972.
Yeah.
It is now 2019.
I'm sorry. When you go with when you go numbers, I have to believe you. Like, in 1972, it's like that's straight
yeah.
fact
No,
right there.
fam, like most people don't think about this. That's the last time somebody officially landed on the moon.
That's true.
It is
It's been many
2019.
years.
Yeah. We have our technology is beyond,
Yeah.
Right. So, second point.
All right.
Most people that believe the moon landing, and I'm not labeling anybody, I'm saying in the general sense, have never actually watched the footage of
Yeah.
the moon landing.
Okay.
So, and I say that because if you look up the original moon landing footage, look it up. You won't be able to find it.
Yeah.
NASA admits to losing footage, the original
Oh
moon
yeah.
landing.
I heard that
They
earlier.
admit to losing the footage. They admit to destroying it by accident. And they say that they don't have the technology to play it back.
Yeah, apparently. So I
lost
was
technology
looking
then.
into this earlier.
Yeah.
Apparently, somebody taped over the original footage.
Like it's a mixtape.
I mean, I can believe that. Back in the
I mean,
man, back in
somebody
the,
can make a
it's
mistake,
also
but then,
believable
like,
excuse.
the
But
thing
it's
is,
a
it's like
irresponsible excuse.
the moon landing, the greatest thing that
The
humans.
greatest.
have-
It's supposed to be the greatest feat in mankind. And
Yeah.
then like taped over like a mixtape. So we can have Egyptian pods that we've had for thousands of years, completely intact, and other
Yeah.
artifacts. But we tape over the moon landing.
Yeah, and the footages that I've seen too is it's very questionable.
Yeah, so about the footage, here's some interesting stuff. And you can look this up. I'm not making anything up. The moon landing, if you look at the footage of the rovers or whatever that thing is that lands on the moon, there is no blast crater on any of the pictures. We're talking about something that takes off Earth supposedly with such force that it gets to the moon.
Yeah.
And it's going to have a landing impact, right? It's going to have a crater when it lands, but it doesn't. If you look at these pictures, dude, it's almost upsetting
I
because
feel like we should. Should we look at some photos or like?
oh, yeah,
I feel like we can.
if you guys want.
Yeah,
I could-
look it up on.
All right. This boy, he's curious. He needs
I'll,
to know. He needs to
I'll
see.
just, like,
no,
give
no,
these
real
guys
talk.
Just so-
visuals.
Real talk. I'll give you guys some links to some really interesting stuff. I'll send it to Jarek. I'm sure you guys will be posting.
Yeah. If you're on YouTube, check the comments below.
Okay, so
Send your own links if
real
you're
quick,
interested.
these links that I'm gonna give you. What's really interesting about these links,
Yeah.
you have to have the link to watch them. If you type the title of these videos, they will not show up on YouTube. I don't know why. And I'm not trying to feed into the conspiracy, but it's just how it is. You have to be literally subscribed to these channels to watch these videos. So I'll give him a few of those.
If you know how when you edit the video, sometimes I wish you could put the extra sounds because at that moment,
I know.
I mean, I could.
but people like it raw.
I
pretty
want
sick.
to ask you too because
what's that?
you're somebody that studies film and photography
yeah.
in a way, right? So some of those pictures, like the lighting's questionable.
Oh,
There's,
yeah,
like,
yeah. So one of
multiple
the-
lighting sources.
One of the
Snap.
thing that I saw earlier was like multiple light sources, which is basically their argument was, I mean, there should only be one light source over there, which is the sun, but there was like multiple shadows in like different directions. So, which means there's two. I mean, we
like a
got
studio. You know what I
a
mean?
shit ton of lighting
Yeah.
in here, so there's like different shadows everywhere. So like that means multiple. And then like the pictures that I saw earlier were like the shadows weren't parallel,
Yeah.
so they were kind of like crossing at some point, you know.
Man,
And
there's gonna
then
be some black vans in the front of his house about to take.
oh yeah, and then
I know.
oh shit,
Nah,
we're not live.
No, dude, they would have
Yeah.
killed me by
Yeah.
now. I got some shit on my phone.
I know. I feel like we don't know enough. Yeah,
Okay,
but
They're like they
yeah,
only know their
and then
surface.
like if you look at some of the photos, here, maybe I can find some, but you know how the side of the what is it the moon rover or what is it called?
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Rover?
the rover,
The
yeah.
rover,
We'll just
yeah.
call it the rover.
Yeah, they have. So the sun is, you know, but the dark side of it was like still kind of lit.
Yeah.
So they filled the light in so you can see the astronaut going down, like on the photos.
Yeah.
So you can still see the astronaut, but it's supposed to be like, you know, like behind the shadow.
Yeah.
So kind of like the ones that we're doing here. We have a light one light over here, which is pointing us, and then a light over there to fill us in.
Yeah.
So like, if you have the sun this way, there shouldn't be another light.
A light source. Yeah.
Yeah.
feel.
There's two more points I want to make about the moon landing before I guess we move on, if we are gonna move on. So with those pictures when they're supposedly on the moon looking back at the Earth,
Yeah. Yeah.
they forgot to put stars on the background.
That's true. That's true.
Like I'm not even making that up. I wish I was making that up, dude.
And then one of the photos too, they had a reflection on the visor that looks like
a light.
a video light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last point. So those suits are so bulky. Like those pictures are perfectly aimed.
Yeah.
And there's, you know, I obviously with all the documentaries about it, there's people that argue that it's actually super difficult to get a picture to hold your hand still in those suits because they're so bulky. Like
Yeah.
the astronaut doesn't even really have a good sense of vision because he
Yeah.
has to hold it like this and he
Yeah.
can't really like it's not like you can just it's not like this camera, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like it's very difficult to move in those suits, so it's like their question was how are those pictures so perfectly captured?
Well, I mean, if you
So-
really think about it, the back in the day it was like tape, right? So
Film.
or yeah, film. So I mean, if you go to outer space, wouldn't that like mess it up somehow, some way?
It should.
Could the chemical?
Yeah. I
the
mean,
chem-
like
the
I don't know
you
what kind
I'm
of
saying? Like,
technology they got on that camera, but yeah. Like,
so
Ooh.
I
That's
mean,
why-
there's
I
one
like
for
this
you.
one.
There's
I
one
like
for
this
you.
one. I like this one.
Yeah.
So in the link that I'm gonna include, you'll see that.
It's even there.
All right. Do you guys know what the Van Allen belts are?
No.
Okay, so the Van Allen belts. So supposedly this is Earth, right? Let's say this mic is the Earth.
Yeah.
The Van Allen belts, according to NASA,
According to NASA.
is a circle of radiation that engulfs the Earth.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
I heard about that.
you basically have to go past that to get to the moon.
Mhm.
In the link that I'm going to include, the video that I'm going to link to Jarek, you will see that Alan Bean, which is one of the astronauts from one of the Apollo missions, this reporter is interviewing him, asking him about the Van Allen belts. How did your body react? How did you guys get past the Van Allen belt radiation?
Yeah.
Alan Bean didn't know what the Van Allen belts were.
Yeah.
He didn't know the distance. He didn't know anything. And then his final conclusion was, well, not on our mission because they haven't been discovered yet. Just don't buy it, dude. I just don't buy it. And still, we haven't been. It's 2019, bro. It's 2019.
Yeah.
They
So,
haven't been back to the.
What was their excuse? How come we haven't been going to the moon?
They don't have the technology to leave lower Earth orbit. Look, you can literally look this up. That's still what they say.
Is that
to
what
this
they're
day.
saying?
To this day.
That's why we haven't been back because we don't have the
We can't-
technology for
to
it.
leave lower Earth orbit to go past the
But
Vallejon belts.
how did they make it?
In 1972, I don't know. I guess that's the point of why people don't believe the moon landing.
Lost
right?
technology.
Yeah, because I mean that's the thing that I really question is like, our technology is so much more advanced now compared to like.
Do you
many,
know how
many
fast
years
cell
ago.
phones changed, dude?
Yeah.
It went from playing Snake to iPhones.
Yeah, like if you told me, if you describe iPhone 10 to me or 11 now, but like when we were in high school, which is like what, like 15
You
years
would
ago,
still think it was crazy.
I would think you're crazy, dude.
I believe it.
That was only 15 years ago.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's the magic, man. It's the magic. That's how.
Yeah. But again, this is no one knows for real, but this is healthy, like thought-provoking stuff.
Yeah, I definitely
you gotta-
question it. Like
You
I
gotta question things.
Yeah.
I don't fully believe in it because like unless we go back again,
Yeah.
like then maybe. I mean, I don't know. They could easily fake that one too, but
Yeah.
I guess you can't really know either. Like,
Yeah.
So there's out of everyone that's ever lived in the entire history of recorded history,
Yeah.
there's been 24 people that have been past lower Earth orbit. They're all from the Apollo missions. So,
So what about those videos they take of It's probably I mean, I can believe it because I can't believe it. I don't know. At a certain point, because you have this airplane, right? You get to a certain point in the sky and you're able to float, like you're in free gravity or whatever.
so you guys, there's this video on YouTube of a pilot, I think in one of those
Yeah.
planes, and the title of the video is the pilot, whatever, it shows the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
And then there's the Red Bull jump, that guy who jumped over New
oh
Mexico.
yeah, I saw that one.
Right?
Yeah.
So he did that at 126,000 feet.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are familiar with fisheye lens, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So imagine the fisheye lens way the hell up there.
Yeah.
We gonna fool some people with that curve. You know what I mean? So if you look at
Spread getting deep with that.
if you look at what do you call it, like an untampered like lens, if it's a non-fisheye lens at 120,000, I'm talking high altitude balloons, right?
Yeah.
They go up to 120, 125,000 feet. If you look at those footage, the amateur footage with no fisheye lens, your horizon is flat. There is no curve. Now, if we're to believe that Red Bull jump is showing the actual curve, he was jumping at 126,000 feet, and he's over New Mexico. So you're telling me at that altitude, most of the Earth, because it looked like this, you know, and that's just New Mexico. So you're telling me New Mexico covers that much of the Earth? Or is it a fisheye lens?
So what are you saying? What are you saying, bro?
That the Earth is flat. I'm just kidding. I don't know for sure, but ever since I went on this like truth journey, like the evidence that I'm looking at makes me lean towards the flat Earth. Okay, and I want to ask you guys a question.
I want to ask you a question too.
Okay,
You first.
Okay, so I guess switching topics, maybe.
Yeah.
Kinda?
We're going into.
I mean, it's kind of related. It's kind of related.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? 'Cause
it's the moon.
we're talking
Yeah,
about this place that we live in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Let's go.
Gravity.
Gravity. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So this planet that we live on is 70% water, right? They're supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
Right? That's a lot of water. That's a lot of oceans, right? Trillions, billions, gallons.
Yeah.
Now, gravity is supposed to be holding all that force in from swinging into outer space, right? Because our planet's supposedly spinning thousands of miles an hour, following the sun 1,000 miles, 100,000 miles an hour, or whatever. So gravity is supposed to be keeping that water from flinging into space.
Yeah.
Right. Gravity, we're taught, is magnetic. Is a magnetic force. Animals, human beings, insects, we're all bioelectric beings. Right. We're magnetic. So if gravity is holding so much force of water, we're talking one of the strongest elements in this place that we live on.
Yeah.
From swinging or spilling into outer space. How are butterflies flying? How are water bubbles blown by little kids at the same time? How are airplanes not affected if they're made of metal? How are ships floating on water if isn't metal supposed to be more magnetic than water?
Well, I mean, for ships at least, there's buoyancy. You know?
Right. So buoyancy, density, I'm with it.
Yeah.
But where does gravity play into that? You know what I'm saying? Because all those things that I just mentioned are happening at the same time. All that force is being held.
Yeah.
I've never seen water behave like that. Water, if you put water into that cup that you have, it levels out. If you put the bottle this way, it levels out. So the physics of water doesn't agree with a spinning ball. You know what I mean? Like what you can observe with your senses. You don't. I've never seen water behave like that.
So you're saying that since the Earth is flat, right? The water.
I'm saying that it's level because water needs to be contained.
Yeah.
Right. My whole thing with the flat Earth theory is it's misrepresented a lot in the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
So like the actual theory denies the Big Bang.
Yeah.
It denies evolution. So it's an entirely different way of thinking. And if you're asking what is containing all this water that I'm talking about, you need to look up the Antarctic Treaty of 1958. There's 50 countries signed to protect the Antarctic Circle.
Yeah.
The UN symbol. Please Google that right now. Actually, don't use Google. Use Bing. I'm sorry. Use Bing. But if you look at the UN symbol, it is literally the map of the flat Earth. I'm not even making that up. But no one has been able to explain to me or answer that question that I asked because
I feel like the thing is like most people are not smart enough for that. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand how like physics or like all that shit works. So like I can't comprehend. I mean, like obviously I think about it and like I question it, but at the same time my brain can't comprehend like how all that shit works, you know? And I feel like most people are probably not smart enough for that kind of stuff.
I guess maybe that's kind of where my skepticism comes from, is because you almost have to be one of those people to understand. But when it comes to observable, as far as trusting your own senses, what do your eyes tell you? What do your ears tell you? Like to me, it makes more sense as far as the evidence to look at that we live on a level or flat or however you want to call it.
Yeah.
To me, that makes more sense.
Christian, I know you want to say something.
Well, I was just thinking about this water thing now. You got me thinking about it. All right, let's get back to this water thing, right? So you're telling me that you're saying why does a ship float on this water? If
I'm saying big metal things in general, like airplanes.
Yeah. Okay, give me some.
Wait,
I don't know about the airplanes.
Hold on.
Well,
So,
actually, I kind of know about the airplanes, but
so you don't think that gravity is like a real thing?
Because it's something that isn't measurable by organic means. It's a lot of this a lot of my
It's
skepticism,
sorcery, basically.
a lot of my
what is this magic?
my skepticism comes from
Tell me the
because
magic, man.
they almost tell us that we have to be astrophysicists to know this stuff. But
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah.
I guess, dude.
Well,
I mean, like,
let me get into this.
No, the thing is,
let
it's
me
like
get into this real
I'm
quick.
very open minded, so like I'm not saying you're wrong, but at the same time, like I'm not just gonna believe what you're saying
for sure,
too.
for
so
sure,
like,
for sure.
so like I'm basically on the fence and like if it's really like flat or if it's really like glow because
And-
like I don't know, I've never been to space. Like
I don't want to change anyone's mind. I guess what I want to insight is for you guys
basically the question.
to look at both sides.
Yeah.
Because to me, the biggest mistake you can make is not look at both sides of the evidence and just assume that one side is right just because we grew up in school.
Yeah, that's
you know,
definitely
like
not
they
the-
taught us that about Thanksgiving, but then you find out it was really genocide and they blew up the. You know what I mean? So it's like
you gotta question everything.
They can easily do that with scientific shit. So
You gotta question everything and know that there's not just two sides. There's three sides. There's your side, their side, and the truth.
and the CIA side.
All right, what were you saying, Christian?
Going back to the water thing, thinking about it now. So I'm thinking scientifically, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, molecules, bonds, and stuff like that. Like, you know how like we have water because these water molecules they bonded, right? And then there's like that electrons that like obviously magnetic, like they on that scale, on that minuscule scale, like it attracts and is attracted, is not attracted by certain elements, right? All right, now moving on past that, let's think about like not just molecules but like the amount, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if let's think about it on a smaller scale. Like, okay, so you have a bathtub, you fill that bad boy up, and then you throw something metal in there, but that metal thing like just falls down, right?
It's buoyancy, so if it weighs heavier than water, it's gonna sink to the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. So you put like a feather there, it's gonna float.
Right, because it's lighter than water.
Yeah. You put paper there, and then obviously that paper either disintegrates or it soaks up the water,
Right.
which is because it's like, is it hydrophobic? I'm not even gonna talk. People gonna be like, Christian,
You dumb spud.
I know, right? But anyways, if we think about all those things, right? Like, the size of the ocean is absolutely huge, right? Like,
Yes, absolutely.
absolutely huge.
And I've never seen curved water. That's my problem. All the ocean pictures are flat, and images are flat. And so when you watch like Animal Planet, and dude, I hate that I'm a flat earther now because like everything I watch on Netflix, because I love watching like
The
Animal
documentaries
Planet.
are so good, dude.
Dude, but like now I can't unlearn the things that are in my head, So like, but whenever they have a documentary about space, your favorite space documentaries, I have some on my computer, like trust me, I'm with it, bro. Like, I was a globe earther for 27 years. It took 2 years for me to really embrace this way of thinking, but all those documentaries are CGI.
To think one day, oh boy, this boy it said.
What?
Every demonstration of the Big Bang, the planets, Jupiter,
It's true.
Venus.
Oh
He's
yeah,
not
well,
wrong.
that's true. That's true.
You-
Yeah, obviously,
He's not wrong.
not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like. I mean, like I watched animal documentaries, so I mean, I was like, that's,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw flamingos in real life. So.
No. I love all that shit too. Man. But yeah, this is just like healthy, thought-provoking stuff. Like I said, I'm not here to try and change anyone's mind. I'm simply just asking you to, whatever topic, whether it's this or another topic, like look at both sides.
Stay
Because
woke.
we try
Question
to,
it.
we get into this mode where we embrace one side and we forget to look at the other side.
I mean,
and
like I
consider
feel
it.
like there's really no like solid evidence, at least for the
Yeah, because unless we go up
the
there,
mainstream. I mean, like
Yeah.
maybe all the scientists, maybe they've been to space. I don't know, but like for us regular people, like nobody's been to space, so we don't.
there's scientists that are flat earthers.
Yeah, we don't truly know what the Earth really is
Right.
because we've never been outside it. Like we don't see it from the other perspective. I
Have
guess.
y'all read or seen the book the book or movie 1984?
No, I've never read it.
Oh man, y'all out here trying to stay woke. 1984 is about like Big Brother, like government type
Oh.
deal, and basically what you're describing to me right now is that there's a if y'all, sorry if I ruined this for you, or maybe I'm helping you
Illuminati.
because
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
it'll spark your interest. Maybe.
1984. There's a moment in that book. So it's a war torn country, right? And they're always in constant war with other people, and Big Brother's just trying to keep them, informed of what's going on. Always keep them in fear because if people are in fear, they're easier to maintain, easier to like control
Sure.
and stuff.
They do that right now.
Yeah. So one guy, he like just like you, he woke up and he started questioning these things. He's like, we're always in war, but I've never seen anything outside of this place, this area, this, and it's just like the Allegory Cave. Like you don't know what's
You don't
out
know,
there
yeah.
because you're stuck in a place where you've been the most of your
Yeah.
life. So,
Yeah.
like just like that book, just like what you described.
Have you
that's
guys,
what
you
I'm
guys
thinking about.
remember that Jim Carrey movie, The Truman Show?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where because he didn't know he was in a television show. He thought his whole life was like real. you know?
Yeah.
Like that stuff. All those movies are kind of symbolic and really fascinating if you think about it. you know?
Have you ever just like, sorry if I sound crazy, but have you ever just thought about something, right? And you started thinking about the world, and then you started thinking beyond that, and then you ever just get like a fat headache because you're just like, I don't understand.
It's because I don't like. I remember watching Joe Rogan's podcast with
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Like the way he says, like the way he describes things, I'm like, dude, I just don't understand what you're talking about. Like
Elon?
it's like
Yeah.
It is beyond.
It's-
So this
it's
is your level of
beyond-
understanding.
yeah,
This is their level
exactly.
of understanding.
exactly, dude. I was just like, I have no idea. Like I can't understand. I can't comprehend it. Like
Yeah.
because like I'm just like my IQ is this level, and then his is just like way beyond that. And like the way he was talking about like we could possibly in like simulation and something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
he
it was just
Elon
crazy.
Musk is a strong supporter of the simulation theory, where he thinks it's like kind of like the Matrix, where we're in a simulation.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
I mean, if you really think about it, if you really, really think about it, like, you are only as woke as how smart you are, right? So, like, what if you were to think beyond what your scope of thinking, and that's when my brain starts to like hurt, like
starts to fry, dude.
it's
I'm
just like yes,
like,
but what if you unlock like the other? Because we only use 10% of our mind, right? So what if you unlock the other like 20, 30,
Yeah.
40, 50, 100?
Yeah.
You unlock that is like that level of understanding. What if you just gotta
It's
keep thinking
superpower.
beyond that? You know what I'm saying?
so that is actually the reason why I love the Egyptians.
Yeah.
So your pineal gland is
Pineal gland, right? Yeah,
Yes.
the thing right here. Yeah,
mhm, inside your brain is supposed to be your third eye.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Who says this?
Well, so the Egyptian eye, the eye of Ra, eye of
Yeah.
Horus. If you chop a human brain in half,
Yeah.
and you looked at it from this angle, that's literally what it outlines is the eye of Ra. That's what your pineal gland looks like from the side, from this view.
Well, I'm pretty sure like the Egyptians chopped up. Something.
Right.
I mean,
right.
like,
they
did-
knew they were on some shit, right? They were way up here
Yeah.
for their time.
Yeah.
But your pineal gland now in our time is not something that's easily accessible to us because of the place that we live in and the toxins that we have in the world today.
Yeah.
Your pineal gland basically gets calcified through little metals, in your deodorant, in your food, everything. Basically, it calcifies your pineal gland. So
Yeah.
I think if we were able to access and tap into that more, maybe we would think differently. Maybe we see things differently. Maybe there's something more to that because if you consider like DMT and psychedelics, they stimulate that part of your brain, and your body produces DMT through your lungs, your liver, your brain. Like, even though it's a banned substance, your body produces it naturally. It's sort of a weird.
Trying to keep you down. I just kidding. Don't do drugs.
Well, it depends which drugs.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Just kidding.
He works at
just
this
kidding.
bedroom.
I only promote natural stuff for the record, like mushrooms, weed, DMT.
Yeah.
Stay away from heroin.
Yeah. Those are bad.
Yeah.
Drugs are good. Just kidding. They're bad. Just kidding. They're good. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I like to question everything, because
Me
like
too.
especially like I don't just believe in the government.
It's hard.
Like
dude.
even
It's
though
hard.
I'm not like very into like politics, like I know there's more out there and not just like whatever they're telling us is
Yeah.
what it is.
Well, I mean, they're asking you to follow one man, right? Just one man. You follow.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if you think about it, a nation trying to follow one man to what his beliefs are, and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna believe that. Like, no, you can't, man. There's so much
Yeah,
more to this
It's
world. There's-
unrealistic to expect one person to lead millions of people. It's
Yeah.
just unrealistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, government is bigger than just one person,
Right.
but like, I feel like the government itself is like the thing that people that's supposed to lead us to.
Yeah. It'd be
Some
gas because
crazy
they're
shit.
supposed to be the ones you trust to protect us, but sometimes it's
Exactly.
hard because you see things that you're like, should I really trust them? So
So, what do you guys think about that aliens, though? Transitions to
I love aliens,
Area
bro.
51. Did you guys hear about the? I mean, did you guys hear on the news like the raid to Area 51? Like we didn't really hear about it, and
Well, I saw some dude
You know,
Naruto
I
run
know,
past.
that's my favorite.
the Naruto.
That's
one.
all I
yeah,
cared
that boy
about.
right there. It was funny because he's just like,
Dude, perfect too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a win for Thanks, internet. That's a win for everybody. That's a win for everybody.
Dweeb, bro.
Naruto. You know,
Yeah,
who
that-
would have thought out of all the animes, Naruto would be the one?
Hey,
Yeah.
they for real had like that shit outlined, like
Yeah.
Naruto runners on this side. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
really had that shit outlined. I was like,
What was the Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan yellers. You know what I'm saying? Where were they summoning the cheese at?
Oh man.
But yeah, what do you guys think about Area 51 though? Do you guys think that they're hiding some crazy shit in there? What do you think, Christian?
Well, I'd like to once again. I like to believe in like the supernatural, the like just because it makes the world more interesting. You know, it makes the world more magical in a sense. Like I see what my reality sees, but you know, like all the other stuff that out there that people see in their mind. Like
Here's a good question. What do you think is in Area 51? We can just answer it like really quickly, and then like we'll discuss it.
It'll be sick. I mean,
Like, what do you think is in there? Like, just answer it.
Two things. Can I say two things?
Okay, two
All right,
things.
for sure, aliens. I mean, come on, like you're on a desert and like these crazy lights. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, I'd like to say aliens.
All
Aliens
right.
would be cool. I don't know what aliens look like. Aliens could look anything. They can even look like us.
Shapeshifters, bro.
Come on, bro. Anyways,
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg's a shapeshifter.
Elon Musk is an alien, dude.
that's
too smart.
The second one, I mean, this was just fantasy. Well, everything's fantasy, but this one, a portal.
Portal. Oh shit.
You know how are you getting all this technology? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a portal to a different dimension, or maybe it's a portal.
I
to a
wasn't
different
expecting that from you.
Ah.
I mean, I knew alien. You would say aliens, but I think
I watched too much.
At least-
Stargate
yeah.
SG-1. That's why.
at least in my head, I know there's like some crazy technology in there,
Yeah.
and probably. I mean, I used to think there were aliens in there, but
Yeah.
like I don't know.
They moved them into a different state.
Yeah, but
They're
like
Area 51 is getting too hot.
definitely some like unknown technology is what I'm thinking that
At
they're
least,
hiding in there.
at least,
yeah,
yeah.
at the very least.
I mean, like
Some
the high level
crazy-
thinkers are probably that's probably what they are. I mean, like
Yeah.
you know,
So-
aliens probably like you know they think on a higher level. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do you
that-
think is in there?
I
It's definitely a real place.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything important in there anymore. So, if sorry, my woke side's coming out. So what I think is anything that's worth keeping in there is already out ever since it became public knowledge. Ever since Area 51 became a thing and people found out about Area 51, I'm pretty sure they took anything worth
Okay.
it. Like
So
out
what
of
do you
there.
think is in there? Now,
Weapons, chemical testing. As far as aliens, I do believe in them, but my belief of aliens is a little different. The Area 51 thing, though, it's called Area 51 because there's several others.
yeah.
There's hundreds, maybe thousands now, not just in the U.S. Antarctica, North Pole. They have
The
military
moon. Just
bases
kidding, I don't know.
underground everywhere. Just know that. But
Sorry, I don't want to mean to cut you off. Quick thought. So we have touched the moon. Then, if we think about it, aliens came here on planet Earth. How did they get here? Spaceship. So what if one of us learned how to, you know, one of the humans learned how to use it and went actually to the moon? Just saying. Just saying.
have you did you see that Joe Rogan episode with Bob Lazar?
No.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
dude,
you
you
guys
gotta
should
watch
watch that.
I've seen it.
So
it.
Bob Lazar is somebody who used to work at Area 51 back in the
I
90s.
told you this
Yeah,
last
back
week.
Oh
in
yeah,
the,
yeah, you did.
yeah, back in the 90s, no one believed him.
Yeah.
But then everything he said came to be true. So now everyone's like, oh my god, he was right.
Yeah.
So, and I really feel for this dude. When you watch that episode, like he seems traumatized. Bro.
So
like,
so basically, let me just put a context. This guy used to work at this place. I think it's called Section 4. If I, am I saying
Section
that?
4, yeah, because
Yeah, so basically, like,
sounds official.
and it's not in Area 51, but like
outside of
like
it,
sub
like a
base.
sub,
Yeah. So he used to work there, and apparently, according to him, they're studying like some sort of like crazy technology that's not of this earth. Like at least,
basically,
yeah,
the way
not
he describes
yeah,
it. Yeah.
not the technology that we already know.
Yeah, and it doesn't follow worldly physics.
Yeah.
The way
That's
he
why
explains
it's
it.
like, that's why you see those UFOs that like, you know, you see those crazy
So,
UFOs.
according to him, there's like about 8 of these pods, and what's weird is they don't have an interface,
Yeah.
meaning there's no buttons, there's no screen, and when they turn it on and whenever the thing is on, it's just levitating. You know, they couldn't figure out how to make it move, they were basically trying to figure out how to use the damn thing.
Yeah.
Because there was technology in there that they couldn't understand how it worked because it defied everything we know about the world. So my view on this is I think Bob Lazar believes what he knows is true.
Yeah.
I think half of what he's saying is true, and I think the government didn't tell him everything from what I'm
because
what I'm
like
picking
the
up.
way they did it is like they section what you do, so like you don't know everything. You just work
You're
on
in
this little
sections,
tiny
even-
thing,
Yeah.
and then everybody has their own thing. So like there's really not.
And there's only one person that it sounds like that talks to all
Yeah,
of the
like
separate.
that's why they don't know like little things. That it's like what do they call that? It's like the to know basis or
Yeah.
like something
need
like that.
to know basis.
Yeah, need
but
to know
it's
basis.
a
Yeah,
super interesting episode. You guys should peep that.
yeah. I saw that podcast.
I
It's
think
pretty good.
aliens are real, but I don't think they're they classify them as extraterrestrial beings. I tend to believe in them more as extra dimensional or interdimensional, hyperdimensional, however you want to classify. I believe that they exist in spaces and dimensions we don't see,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're from outer space. Again, I'm somebody who embraces the flat Earth theory. Our view of space and the cosmology is totally different.
Yeah.
So
the way we-
basically, Pacific Rim is that what the they just come
Yeah,
out
they
of
come out of,
like
like-
underground.
Telling you that's one. If it's one, it's just a portal, bro. I'm telling you.
I think
mean, that'd be
pyramids
interesting.
could have. I think
Yeah.
pyramids could have been portals.
Yeah,
I think that's basically what they
like,
were.
I never really thought about like
Because-
it being like portals, but I mean,
I
I can
think-
see it. I can see it.
Yeah. I think that's what the pyramids were, because that way of life was passed down to the Mayans, the Aztecs. It was passed down to other ancient cultures, but it seemed like it stemmed from Egypt.
Oh yeah, and what's crazy about like Bob Lazar too? Like when I was watching that, I was like questioning it. And I was like, man, this guy, maybe he's lying, maybe he's not. But then I remember like so Ryan, one of my friend, he lives down in Tonopah,
Yeah.
and like he told me a story of because I asked him like Tonopah is pretty close to like Area 51. Like
Yeah.
I asked him like, have you ever seen like anything out there? And he was like, yeah, one time he was driving down, like, I don't know what street it was, but like he was driving down. It was like probably like really early in the morning, like, you know, dusk. And then he saw something go down, like kind of like a UFO.
Yeah.
It's kind of he described it as like a shooting star. It looks like a shooting star. So like it went down and then it turned like right away.
Ooh.
Which is like I've seen those videos on the internet too. Like those little like they do the exact same movement. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like because I was watching one of the other podcasts with Joe Rogan too. This guy that he used to be in the Navy. He was like a pilot, and then he encountered one of those like alien spaceship or whatever. Like he was describing it as like it doesn't move like the planes that we have, the helicopters, like any
it doesn't move
aircraft.
conventionally.
Yeah,
It doesn't move in
exactly.
a
Like it doesn't
conventional
follow
manner.
the regular physics that we know.
Yeah.
And like the way when Ryan said that, I was like, oh shit, like that's what like Bob Lazar was describing because like that's why he got kicked out of
Area 51.
Area 51 because he was
He started talking about it.
yeah because apparently he was
Showing his friends.
yeah,
dude.
he was showing his friends, dude. I'm like, bro, like you work at this like
I
top
know.
secret government.
But
and
what,
then you-
so then wouldn't they like put him in a prison or a cell or something just to prevent him from doing that stuff?
So
I think I mean they did like erase some of his past,
Yeah.
so like he basically didn't exist.
Ah,
Yeah, it's like they
seeing is
just to
believing.
like,
Gotcha.
like I don't. I mean, like you
I
could
think-
easily just like
Hey, he's crazy. He didn't work with us. What?
think,
Yeah.
No
I
way.
think that MK Ultra'd his ass, because if you watch that episode, there's periods where Joe Rogan is like, "Hey, let him chill," because he gets this like really huge migraine, and you feel for the guy because he seems traumatized. Like, keep in mind, public's attacking this dude because he's out in the public. But MK Ultra, if you guys don't know what that is, it's a CIA project that was completed in the 70s where they basically do electroshock therapy. They give these guys LSD. They tie them down, you know, the whole like Winter Soldier type shit, basically, right? So I think they did some type of thing like that to Bob Lazar, and that's why like when he's trying to remember those moments, you see him and he's like, he gets this like huge migraine, and like. It's the same reason why you have these celebrities malfunctioning in public, you know, Lady Gaga, Britney Spears. It's really fucked up. Like, this is an experiment that they declassified that they used to do in the 70s. The first test subjects were Vietnam War vets. So
It's crazy shit out there,
Crazy
dude.
stuff, dude. I mean,
Yeah, like, it's hard to say like that you can just believe in one thing.
yeah.
I mean, it's I feel like it goes the same way with like religion, politics.
Yeah.
It's like it's
would you guys want to be close to something so important like that, like aliens or like something really important to the world? Like, I feel like I wouldn't want that pressure on me. You know what I mean? Like something really valuable, like technology or weapons. You know what I mean? Like,
I just want to know. I mean, I
think I'm just kind of curious, but like I don't feel like I need to be part of it. But like it would be nice to like, because we've always like you have always been around like on discussions for like a long time since I was probably born.
the Egyptians had fucking aliens on their hieroglyphics.
And it's just like, but I've never seen one. It's like, but it would be nice to actually just like see something like that.
Yeah,
That'd be
like, what are
kinda
they
cool.
is believing.
Yeah. Because like you see those, because I think about it sometimes too. When I look up in the sky at night, I'm like, I wonder what that is. Like it could be just, probably just a plane, but it could
When
be
I go
something
camping,
else.
I will like scope out the night sky.
Yeah,
Just, like,
yeah.
I love being on mushrooms and like stargazing. That shit it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Like when you see the sky on mushrooms and
Yeah.
you're out in the open, there's no city lights, and you just see like how beautiful the sky is.
That sounds interesting. I'd totally be down for that.
Have you ever done that?
Huh?
Like mushrooms and then like stargaze? Oh man, you should try to do it one of these days. No, I'm not even kidding. Like it's
I'm like, dude, the whole
you
sky's
literally
falling
just sit
down.
there and was like, oh my god, this looks amazing. Like you'd be like tripping
It's
out.
like super
I feel
HD.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, the world's crazy,
it is.
and like Super Mario, magic mushrooms, all that stuff. You gotta believe a little bit in the magic of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Have you done mushrooms before?
no,
What?
boy,
Are you kidding?
No,
Okay, so I guess I want to talk about it a little bit because you've never done it.
No, I'm not.
I just thought you have.
I thought
okay.
you have too.
Huh.
Oh.
So I really think that mushrooms are healthy for you, and just like anything, if you abuse it, obviously it's bad for you. Just like if you abuse weed, if you abuse coke, like I was talking about the drink, not that coke. If you abuse anything, it's bad for you. But I think psychedelics are actually healthy for you because when I'm on mushrooms, I'm just talking personal experience.
yeah.
I don't like being indoors. I have to be either hiking or at the beach. I have to be outside or camping because when you're on mushrooms, you start to become sensitive to other vibrations and frequencies that you normally aren't
Like
accustomed
Super Mario.
to. You're not accustomed to picking these things up, but when you're outside, you can literally feel connected to the grass, to the water, to the mountain. Like you feel their energy almost bouncing off. But when you're around metal objects or like, it just feels weird. At least for me. So whenever I do it, I always like to encourage people to do something outdoorsy. So if you ever do it, that's what I would.
Outdoors
And
Check
like
it out.
microdose. Don't like. Everyone takes too much on their first time, like.
Put that shit on your pizza, bro.
Yeah, like definitely do it in little doses. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. So.
I feels. But anyways,
That was a pretty cool discussion. I feel like that was really interesting.
yeah. I mean, no, we're gonna have Squirrel back. I mean, there's
Yeah, I feel like it's
no answer was really good.
I know that we didn't really get anywhere with that. We
Discussed
just,
it.
you
If
know.
y'all got questions or if you guys got answers or if you guys like,
What do you guys think?
think anything at all, just message us, let us know, put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
You never know.
If my science is way off, please call me out on it. I'm not a scientist. I'm just somebody who likes thought provoking insights.
Yeah,
you know?
that's why
Stay woke.
that's why I don't say that I'm right because
Right.
I don't fully understand it.
Yeah,
like
right.
Question
I don't know if the
everything.
Earth is globe. I don't know if the Earth's
Right,
flat.
no one
like,
really understands it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was fun. Yeah,
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
yeah.
This is such
Hopefully
an
you had
honor.
fun, dude.
Had a
Did
lot
you?
of fun. Had
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Dude, just come back on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we
have
need
you more. Like we'll
Yeah.
talk about some deeper stuff next
Hell
time.
Yeah. We'll get into it. I mean, we'll skip because we already have you. We already did the formal like you're
Yeah.
a new guest stuff. So,
Yeah.
like then the next stuff's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Gotcha. Yeah, thank you guys for having me, man. Appreciate it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks,
for coming
dude.
on. And for whoever's listening or watching out there, thank you for staying with us up until the end. We appreciate you.
And comment down below. Are you a flat earther or a globe earther?
Did we did Squirtle or sorry, did Rathy change your mind?
Oh man, I'm sorry if I did. I'm
Change my
sorry.
mind, bro.
It's literally that meme, dude. The thing I think about, the meme. But anyways,
All right. Well, that's it. Peace.
later.